was good in movies.
Yeah.
Okay, we are live. I want to thank all the members here. Zeno decided not to be on this member stream. It used to be the Zeno show. I don't know what's happening, Zeno. Rhea's here. Rhea did a great stream earlier. Everyone really enjoys her takes and how she interacts with everyone talking about Amico.
And how much she roasts Max.
And how much she went?
How much she roasts you a little bit.
Yeah, people really enjoyed that.
It was a good stream.
It was a good stream, though. It was a good stream.
Yes.
It was civilized. It was very civilized. That's what I liked about it.
Shake my head? Why, Zeno? Why? Rhea's Rhea's crushing it. Okay.
Crushing it.
All right. So I want to give shout-outs to the members, and I'll try to announce them. I'll try to have the stream set up more in advance so people really get the times down, because the way it works, just to remind members, I mean, we have a good group of members right now, so most of you know already, but in case you haven't, if you get here early, you can talk to me behind the scenes, things about you want to talk about. Some people might not want to be on a live stream, but might want to talk.
Oh, hold up.
Mr.
Real
Mikey
quick,
Sutton, brother.
Mikey Sutton's here in the chat. He says he would like a link.
Oh, okay, sure. All right.
Well, shoot, we could probably save the article for him, eh?
Yeah,
I was going to talk about his articles here. I think I got to go to Instagram. All right, we might get in a Mikey Sutton exclusive. I don't know.
I would love to talk to Mikey, actually. You know, Mikey,
oh, cool.
I'm glad that he's doing a lot better now. I know he had some health issues earlier.
Yeah, we're all thinking about you, Mikey.
I'm glad he's okay.
Yeah. Here you go. I'm sending him a link. All right, cool. I sent it to you on Instagram, Mikey. All right.
That's because these are public streams, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was
a public stream.
Well, I did it the other way. Good question, Lunga. Really good question. I did it the other way, and the stream.
It's actually smart, Max.
The stream only got 4 views. So Z,
well, Max,
and it was live for 2 weeks. Like no one.
Max
cared.
is smart because it shows the people that are not members, if they want to be on your stream for this member stream, they can just join your YouTube channel.
Yeah, if you're a member, you can pop in and talk to us on Sundays.
Yeah, and hey, Sarvesh Raj, Garnesh Raj, hi, buddy. So let's give a shout out to the members. Let me see here. Oh no. Yes, this is the one. This is the Sword of Power. Aaron, World Order, Rhea, Nick Hammond, Obi-Wan, Relapse, Real Elmo Cinema, Brian, Master of Madness, AG Zeno Q, Resident Justice, Josh Bowen, Robbie's B Diary, and Taylor M. And then we have our binge buddies, Zeverfet, Rel McMillan, Cast Graphics, and I'd buy that for $1. Saggy Melons, Cyrus, OEB Pete, I almost said Willie Wallace. Will Wallace, Little Movie Perk, Bradley, The World According to Lonzo, The Chubby Teddy Monster Productions, H Parts 100, Roosevelt Cavazos, Lewis Cox, Hans, Blinded Braille, The Retro Bro, and Punk Trace. So I wanted to. Member streams are about views. It's for members. Oh, aren't about views. Yes, but you can. The benefit, though, Longa, what you're missing is people could talk to me. I go in early before I go live. So people could talk about what they want. They could bring up topics they want to be, even if you don't want to be. Not everyone wants to be on a live stream. People just like to be the viewers of the comments. Some people don't feel comfortable on live streams. I think this model is working and people are enjoying it. And I'll be honest with you, and I'm not tooting my own horn. I've been given more members. I've been doing more members content than most people I know right now. So it's a model
to be
that's
honest,
working.
Max,
people watch it.
You're on point. You do a lot more member stuff than I normally see.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And Zeno had a good idea. I did have it members only, where I think Aaron and Brian were there.
Yeah.
I don't remember if RJ was there.
I don't believe I was. No,
it was for the first one.
Zeno, me, you, Brian, and I think there's somebody else.
Yeah, and the comments section was like boring. There was no one there.
There was like 3 or 4 people.
Yeah, and
viewing it.
So I still want to. You're still the producers of my show. You could still drive content. I do want to talk about the Amico a lot more, but I know the general audience, most of my viewers, do not like the Amico. So there you go. Let me see.
I don't want to talk
I
about
don't know.
that.
Okay, well, I don't know where you're going with this. Gun violence in media. I think there's a discussion to be had, but then you get extremely political if you go into
I would
that.
say this is not the place for that.
No, I prefer not to get into that. I don't think that has anything to do with the reason for the accident either, because you also have Alec Baldwin and as your icon. So I don't know. I mean, your freedom of speech to say what you want. If you have something to add that you feel should be addressed about, I don't know why you have Alec Baldwin in there and then talking about gun violence in media. There's always in all entertainment, there's a lot of guns and stuff, but it really comes down to if people are doing their jobs correctly. So I don't know where you're going with that, honestly. It always takes people, though. That's the one thing I think we can agree with. People being safe around weapons and stuff. So okay, I think he's being cool. Fair enough. All right. So I don't know if that addressed it all, but that's my comments on that. There's a room for discussion for gun laws, but it gets extreme. Becomes a big headache. But if it comes down to it, it's people being safe around weapons. It always comes down to people's behavior, and if you are around a weapon, I think you need to be responsible for it, regardless of what type of weapon it is.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I also thought it would be really fun to do. Okay, let's address this question here now. Okay, this is interesting. It is in the conversation. It's just an issue I feel strongly about. Actors are forced to work in unsafe conditions with weapons to imitate real-world violence. Didn't mean to be political. Fair enough. Unsafe working environments goes beyond weapons, though. It has to be a safe environment, a safe place. I know that becomes a meme on the internet. Workers working in any unsafe condition, even like RJ said on one of his streams, long hours and not having a place for your staff to get rest and everything.
It's
Right, yeah, because I
It's
was
not just on
talking.
set.
Well, I was
Yeah.
talking about the KJ Apa thing from a few years ago, where the actor that played Archie in Riverdale, he worked a 16-hour day.
Yeah.
The CW failed
So
to provide him transportation home, so he had to drive himself, and he almost got into a car crash and died. Right, and he had a lot of investigation into that.
Well, the basic from this is this should have never happened. It should never happen again. And any production that something like this happens on definitely should be criticized, investigated, and critiqued when this happened. Okay.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah, and it's very sad to hear all that. I'm actually there's something else that happened on Twitter that I am not going to address here because I want to keep it positive, because I was going to rant, but I'll save that for later in the week on a separate video. Let's keep this to movie topics. But something else I wanted to work on. Potentially. I have lots of ideas. If I actually, follow through, that's another thing. I think it'd be fun to put like things that really, celebrate people in the entertainment industry, because this just gives me a lot of joy. Another image that's not like an official, it's not like real professional photography, is George Lucas when he visited the set and he was holding Baby Yoda. Make like a 100% go to charity calendar, maybe to help a charity that's that starts based off of this unfortunately lady in the industry's death, that supports people in the industry. Maybe that might be something. I don't know. It's just an idea. I don't know if I can actually make it happen. I'd have to get enough images, but I think that'd be something cool. That's all. Not like high professional photography, just like moments like this on a set or something that just shows that they're having fun. Did we hear about the rumor Doctor Doom is playing by the Denzel? I would like that, actually. But I didn't hear that. No. Hey, Andrew.
Yeah, I didn't hear that rumor either.
Hey, Zeno.
Hey.
Hello.
How's it going, Zeno?
Hey, Zeno. Hello.
How are you
RJ is
doing,
an
man?
idiot.
What?
There's a little delay, I
I'm
think.
fine. Hello.
You're like massively delayed.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but there's like a delay before you hear us, I think.
Oh, that's cool. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
And there's an echo too, hella bad.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to say that RJ is a super idiot. No company should be responsible for driving their employees anywhere. If you're too tired to get in a frickin' car and you hit somebody and kill them, it's all your fault. Just like if you just decide to drink. If you're stupid enough to get in the car when you're
There's
tired,
personal responsibility.
it's only personal
No, of course it's personal responsibility, but I think also
That's a
too.
factor. But I
keep
also
talking over me. Just keep talking over me. It's 100% personal responsibility. If you're too tired to get in the car, get a cab, get an Uber. They're available at all times of the night, or do nothing at all.
you do
Don't
know
get in
that bartenders are held
get
responsible if
in
they
a
give
car.
people more alcohol than they should. So if
Doesn't
I
matter.
think
Get in the
no,
car.
I'm not saying it's an equivalent there. I'm just saying
The bartender's fault. It's the driver's fault. Always get in the car if you're too tired and you hit somebody. It's all your fault.
I'm
But
just
it
saying
also
there should
reflects
be
badly
some
on the
type.
bar business that sells
No.
the person too much
If
alcohol.
it's a healthy
Literally,
production,
bar experts will tell you that they are responsible as well,
I don't know what
partially.
you're talking about.
Not
You
fully
haven't-
responsible, but they take some
No.
accountability
No.
over that as well.
No, they don't. They don't take any responsibility.
Yes,
None.
they do. Yes,
they don't.
They
Don't get-
do.
do they
They
get
absolutely do. Listen to any bar expert talk about that. It's a bad look for the business.
Yeah, they have to cut people off.
It's a bad look. Is not an. It's
no,
not
they
a-
can
it's
be
not-
liable financially
Yes,
if
No.
you give more than the limit. I'm
Yes,
not saying that's an
bartender's
equivalent.
responsible.
That's not
It doesn't matter.
equivalent to giving
It
them,
doesn't matter because if you're tired, you know you're too tired, and it's nobody's fault. There's no bartender when you're too tired, is there? No. It's all
Well,
your
here's the
fault.
thing. There's absolutely personal responsibility. I'm not saying there
Take
isn't. but-
responsibility for things you do, RJ. Take responsibility.
Well,
Don't
you give up a
Don't
fair point, that
actor,
people need to
all
make.
poor actor. I was working too hard, 16-hour days. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Have you ever worked a day in your life? That's absolutely nothing to real workers out there.
I use that as examples, and then
It's
happened
a bad
previously in
example.
CW that wasn't
Bad
very much led
example.
into an investigation
Well,
that
it's
could lead to
just-
abuse
Yeah,
and
You know,
sex.
we got to be fair. RJ's a member here too. This isn't an attack,
That's
RJ.
nice. That's nice, but he doesn't know what he's talking about.
But I think he has a
Do
point
you?
too.
Do you know what you're talking about?
I
Oh,
do know
God.
what I'm talking about. I'm a man. I'm an adult. I've been to work.
Okay,
I know
as
what
far
it's-
as the sleep goes,
Right.
you have a point, but as far as the bar goes, you really don't know what you're
We're not talking about a bar, though. We're not talking about a bar. That's just another analogy. We're talking about this actor who supposedly got tired and he got in an accident. Well, boo-hoo. Shouldn't have gotten a fucking car. Shouldn't have gotten
I'm
the damn
not saying
car.
you should have
Well,
gotten in the car. I just use it as an example
there's
of
some
something CW is
responsibility
truly
to the
investigating.
production.
No,
There's an
there's no
issue.
some. It's all responsibility on the driver. Don't make excuses for these because you're an actor. Everyone else on the planet will be
No,
sent
but
to
would
jail.
It's not about
you
making
expect a
excuses,
healthy
though.
working environment to make sure
Doesn't
everyone's
matter.
taken care
No,
of?
it
leaving
doesn't
the
matter.
production?
Nobody's okay. If you're too tired to go to work, Max, are you going to expect that your employer has to drive you
There are
home?
different circumstances when you
Yes.
have these hours,
No,
these long
That's-
hours.
That's not how it works in the real world.
Okay.
There's
Well,
different
can we
standards
move on
based on
from
where
the
you work.
topic, though? I think I'm
You're
done.
responsible. You're responsible.
You made
for
your point.
get behind that car. License to drive isn't a toy. You know, it's not fun. It's not a right.
Everyone should have personal responsibility over their
Everybody should, and they do. You're too tired.
I also expect a
You're
healthy
gonna get arrested.
environment
No,
for
no.
working to make sure
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. But
with long with
They
with
don't
like
have
crunch time.
responsibility. They don't have a responsibility to drive their employees home. That's their responsibility.
It's not about driving them home. It's about providing transportation.
What's
There's
the
a
difference?
That's
You're
It's
not
a massive difference.
that is driving somebody home at the end of the day.
God, RJ, you're nuts. You're totally nuts.
Okay,
I'm
next
really
topic.
not nuts, but okay. If you're done with
You
that,
are
can we move on?
No, I'm not done with that. You are fucking nuts.
Because
because
I'm not gonna be here on a member stream.
Brown
anymore by you
nosing.
of all
You're
people.
brown nosing all these.
Listen, I do have to
Oh,
listen.
they're better than me.
It's
Well, they're
disrespectful to
better
Max to even
No,
keep
no,
this
no,
going,
no.
so I'd rather we move on.
Listen,
and
that
I
talk
is
got
about
to
every-
take
Wikis.
control of this member stream because I value everyone on here, but I don't want member streams to be criticizing other members when we're here to have some fun. I think you made valid points, Zeno, and I understand RJ's opinion as well. But let's move on to another topic, please. But I do appreciate you coming on to it as well, Zeno.
Oh, of course. You gotta have a voice of reason. You gotta have a voice of reason in here.
All right, well,
Not
let's get to the main
that's-
topic. And
Two
potentially,
actors.
if it's not too crazy, we might have Mikey Sutton come on too.
Is he a member?
No,
Is
he's
this a
not.
member? Well, then he shouldn't be on.
But he's
He's
gonna
not a
he's
member.
gonna maybe sponsor the fandom awards though.
But he's not a member.
And he
Members get on here. You got Jarbo on here sometimes too, and that was a bad idea. This is supposed to be members only.
yeah, that's true.
Zeno has a point there.
Okay, but are we really gonna not have Mikey Sutton on? I want to talk to him, especially after the week he's had. He's had some potential health problems, and he's
Whatever.
shared that with public. And I'd like to talk to him. Is that? But I
why
will.
didn't-
I will give it to the members as a vote. People in the chat
If,
too.
everyone in the chat, if they want to, if all the members want to have him on, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, that's fine.
Is anyone really opposed? I'll just do this. Is anyone really opposed to have Mikey Sutton on tonight?
No, I'm not opposed to it.
No.
But if more members want to come on, I might be opposed. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
if,
that.
I mean, if we had a stacked member stream
Yeah.
and there's really a reason for him not to be here, then I would say. But we kind of are having a slow night besides the members that are on the stream right now.
It doesn't matter about this being slow or not.
No,
I don't know someone else.
It's Max's channel.
I
Let
don't
him
know.
run it the way he wants
Shut up.
to.
I'm talking to Max. I'm not talking to you.
Basic.
I heard someone else talking about you're not supposed to care about views. Well, that's true. Who cares if it's slow? It's members only. One night out of the whole week. The people that are a member
Yeah.
get the chance to talk. And if someone else like a Jarbo comes on, he'll still go. And he did last time.
Well,
I do have
Jarbo-
something to say though.
He'll still go too. Because all you want to talk to is with him, but not with the members and their lives and what they want to do.
Who the hell was Lethal Cock? I don't know. I've never seen him.
Is that a real name?
I don't know. All right, well, let's get to the first.
Don't. Whoa.
Let's get the movie talk. Can we have some fun?
Oh my god.
This is from Geekosity. This may be why Mikey said I might want to pop in. Disney Plus discussing X-Men series for villain Magneto. Is this a series you want to see? I think series based on villains are more interesting for me personally. My subjective opinion.
I would say I think it makes sense because I think as they expand Disney Plus, I think it makes sense to branch out and try and do different series of all shapes and sizes. I wouldn't mind seeing this. I wouldn't mind seeing a series for a lot of different X-Men. Because a lot of great stories that haven't been told yet from the movies we've gotten before, so why not try and do a series?
Would you want to see this as the first part of like the next Phase 4, where the X-Men are introduced, starting with Wolverine?
The first part,
starting
I don't
with
know.
Magneto.
I don't know if I would start with Magneto. I think he's good for late. I don't think Magneto should be the first X-Men movie villain either. I think they should wait to use him. So give him his own show in the meantime, I think would be beneficial.
He's so integral to the creation of the X-Men, though.
He is, but they've used him so much in the Fox movies, and you need to do something to differentiate yourself. You know,
I don't know.
I'm not saying not to use him. I'm just saying like wait a little bit. Wait till like the second movie.
I'm not saying not to use him. I said not to use him. Now you're changing to. I'll just wait a little. Oh, you have to use him right.
That's not at all what I was trying to say. Is, I'm just saying. I'm saying that
you have
wait
to use
him. There's a difference.
Have to use him.
All right. Well, Zeno, what's your thoughts on this? If they
you got to use Magneto. Come on, I don't even know what this is. What is it? What is it? Comic book?
Yeah, we article. Yes,
you know X-Men and Magneto, don't you?
Yeah, I don't know what this article is about though.
Okay.
I'm not paying attention.
It's about there potentially being a Disney Plus discussion X-Men series for villain
okay.
Magneto, Magneto focused.
Is this another rumor?
Yes,
Yeah, of course it
yes,
is.
it is.
So who
It is a
cares?
rumor.
It doesn't matter. So this conversation doesn't matter because it's just a rumor.
All
What
our
can be, what
conversations
could be.
matters. You know, what would we
Well,
talk
it's called
about? if we don't talk-
speculation.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have speculation.
You're straight.
Yeah. Let's have it.
I got a few
Series.
mugs from Brian.
I just want to say, did you neglect to watch the intro for the videos, Zeno? Like, you know how he goes like rumors and speculation, and strong opinions.
Yeah,
That's
what I like to talk about.
Just saying.
I like it is a rumor. It's not fact now. I would love this would go to my top of my list of things I want to see.
There you go.
To see a villain focused.
Well, sure. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then. Okay. Let's have a little series. That'd be nice. And you gotta have Magneto in it.
Yeah. And what other? Okay. Well, then what other?
Not all
villain?
happen. But it's not gonna happen. But yeah, that'd be cool.
Start your complimentary workouts. The first mutant in the MCU is supposed to be Ursa Major. That's what's
Who?
I don't know.
What about like Omega Red? Like,
No, you need Wolverine, don't you?
Well, I was saying, like, why not do, like, Mr. Sinister first or something?
Here's something else. Geekosity owner Mikey Sun even reported that James McAvoy might reprise his role as a variant of Professor X in the Doctor
Which I'd
Strange
love to talk to
sequel.
him about, actually, because now they're saying that apparently it is Patrick Stewart. There was, like, some
No,
he Yeah.
said he wasn't.
Yeah, I know it's Patrick. I thought it was Patrick Stewart
there
first.
was some leaks that came out recently, and someone said that they believe it's, like, 99% sure it's going to be Patrick Stewart, so I don't know.
I really don't want to see him die in that role, guys.
He's almost dead.
Well, he died
Have you
like
seen
2
him?
times already, did he?
Yeah, he's
Well,
died before. Like, yeah, well.
No,
He's
I'm not
nice
talking
twice
about
already.
that. I'm talking about like Patrick Stewart, the actor, passing.
Because
then they're gonna be like, "How are we gonna recast Professor X?"
But they already
Oh
did
my
that.
god!
Mm-hmm.
But there's people who don't like James McAvoy, and they think that Professor X can only be played by one actor. Man,
No, we have to get
That's
past
such
that.
a problem with fandom these days. It's ridiculous.
Oh no, you're right. I should
People's
make a whole
inability
comment.
to move on.
Right. All right, Brian. Can you make a video on that too, along with your noms? The
That's
biggest
all-
problem in fandom: people don't know how to move on.
People don't know how to move on.
Time to
Yeah.
reboot the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Time to reboot it. Get new
It's not
actors.
being rebooted. It's not being
Why? They
rebooted. You
still
know
have an
that.
Still
ongoing
being
story going
interesting.
on.
There's
They
no
haven't
reason
run
to
into a
reboot it.
brick wall like the DC one has.
Well, definitely that DCU.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I would. Do you think they should cast a new Magneto, or do you think they should do Fassbender?
I'd like to see
New
Fassbender,
Magneto.
but
You can't do a wishy-washy where you keep some actors and then recast others. You either go
I
full
say-
recast or you don't.
I say full
Yeah.
recast. I go
you
full
do it all the
recast.
way or no way.
Fassbender's too expensive. Recast.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Cheaper
Producers,
actor.
No, I agree. You know, I do want to see Fassbender come back, but give someone else a shot. He had more than enough shots at the role. I would like to see a really good Magneto, someone new come in. Let's gender swap Magneto as well. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
What if they did? A girl Magneto.
Erica Magnus.
Erica Magnus.
He riots in the streets.
Are you serious? Sorry, gun reform man. Are you serious?
No.
Billy Porter?
Oh no.
Are you? I don't think you want to. I think you're just trolling now. Wasn't he in? I'm not against Billy Porter.
Well, if you do a race bend of Xavier and Magneto, which I don't think they will, but they could if they wanted to. I mean, I'm not for sure, but
It
it'd
won't.
be interesting.
They'll never do that.
Magneto. Yes.
No,
Magenta. I'm sorry. I thought it said
Magneto.
Magneto. Magenta.
It's not. It's not. No. It's not like a female. No.
Never gonna happen.
No.
What, you don't think?
Never.
I mean, if you listen to the people on the internet that say everything's woke,
They're not
could be a
listening
strong.
to this.
They're not.
Let's make a
Yep.
sequel.
Roy the X-Men completely.
Yeah.
No, it's not gonna
Okay, well, let's get to the topic that RJ said I shouldn't talk about on stream. Should they still be called X-Men?
Yes.
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 Yeah,
What?
Because it's not a gender thing.
Well, I'm just saying that, like, there's no reason to even talk about it because it's such a stupid thing to even suggest that they shouldn't be called X-Men.
It's never been
they're
referred to
not-
as gender.
I-
think
never
there's
not
a
gonna
strong-
call them
I think
X-Men.
there's a strong reason not to call them X-Men.
They're X-Men.
Oh, come
They're
on.
men. That's who they are. They're men.
It doesn't represent the group.
What are you
It always
talking
was.
about?
There's a lot of
It's
women in the
Xavier's
group.
men.
But I agree that the name X-Men is super catchy, and there's so many reasons to keep it.
They're
from
not
marketing.
all men.
Yes.
So
Yeah, but
So
that's not the reason to call
weird.
X-Men.
It's like a
though.
weird thing. Like,
Why was it
X
okay?
people.
They always had women in the X-Men.
yes,
Dude, for over like 50 plus years, X-Men's been one of the greatest
Right.
brands of all time.
X
Marketing
Exactly.
You don't throw that away.
what did Jennifer Lawrence want to call him in Dark Phoenix?
Oh no, it was a scene
More
where
people.
where she's like,
People.
no, not that. It was a scene where she was like, oh, all the women around here do more of the work than the guys to
No,
Xavier when she was pissed
X-woman
off. Might as well call
wouldn't-
this the
That's not the
X-Women.
point.
X-women wouldn't be proper either.
X-Men just means it's
X-Wimixon.
Moisture is saying the men in X-Men stands for mankind, not gender.
exactly.
Yeah, but see, you can't really use that anymore because it's 2021.
Well, they're idiots if you haven't figured that out.
And- It's human people,
Humankind.
humankind, just like
People,
X-kind.
X-people. What I mean, but there's nothing
See,
that nothing.
nobody
that
has
replaces
Right,
a
they're
them.
stupid. They
replacement.
can't figure
what
that
else
out.
what else do you call them? There's no good enough
The
alternative
mutants?
to X-Men.
You can't call
You
them
know-
mutants because mutants is a species.
Only Americans talk about this crap.
You can't call them the mutants either because
Yes.
that's a species.
You're
Got
right,
nothing
Gino.
better to do.
Why can't you call them?
Name,
Eric, what
all
was I saying?
three word, all the words.
Because they're as a specific species, as a specific
Everyone
race.
else on Earth,
No
when they
race.
come here, they won't know how to speak English anymore.
And-
So we'll have a new version of English.
Yeah, it's called Newspeak.
You can use the term mutants, like but you can't call them Xavier's team the mutants because mutants is more not just Xavier's team, but it's also the other mutants out there are not part of Xavier's team. Like the
Yours
villains.
is already 12 with another series.
Call them
Serious.
Latinx. Thank you.
Call them
Latinx. Oh
jeez.
God.
So
I don't know. Like I said, I think they're going to keep the X-Men name. It just makes logical sense at this point.
Brian,
Yeah,
your point's right though, but it's not.
Definitely. It's done. Next topic. Come on now.
All right. Well, everyone agrees. I just don't think it really represents the group though. But there's no good replace. There's no good replacement
And
for
that
it though.
cause you just, are you just saying that?
There's different.
Because
There's
controversy.
X-Force. There's all different kinds of names.
Honestly, I don't care. I'm like, whatever. Just give me a damn movie.
All right. So
Let's see him in the MCU, please.
I have a behind the scenes that is gonna knock RJ's socks off. This shows how great Kate Bishop is as an archer. Behind the scenes from Hawkeye, and I want to, she is
This
legit.
girl Haley can shoot an arrow.
No one can ever call her Mary Sue.
Two is hot.
There you go, world's greatest archer.
Look at her face. What the
That's
hell?
funny. I like
It's
that.
missing the little hearts on the tail. RJ.
So when you see the context of the show and you think I'm actually gonna save that. Maybe that'll be for the calendar too.
I'm just saying, like, everyone's saying, oh, she's a Mary Sue. She can do everything perfectly.
That is so month of June right there,
But
guys.
this isn't gonna be in. This is.
They haven't seen the show yet. How's she Mary Sue?
Well, when
Because she's a female character, and all female characters are Mary Sue's. Aaron, don't you know this? Gosh.
How is she acting like a 10-year-old in a 20-year-old's body? That's I'm curious.
I mean,
as to why
6
they feel that way.
episodes.
This is a
It's gonna learn
blip?
fast.
Oh.
No, it's like they're saying she's acting like a child when she's an
I'm
adult woman. I'm
kidding.
like, it's an inexperienced person trying to be a
And she's
vigilante.
still young. She's young.
There's some
So.
naivety.
Actor. He's an actor. They don't know anything. They're not really
A perfect
superheroes.
example of why actors and actresses should take even if they're using firearms on a fire set, arrows, whatever. Okay, if you're using them on a set, you should treat them with the utmost respect and have a little bit of training, even if you're firing a bow and arrow.
Here's Shifty-gism. The show movie should be called The Mutants,
No.
but X-Men can be called X-O-Men.
I think you meant to say X-Men. Just for the type.
He forgot. He pressed the wrong button. He wanted to put the dash in.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, if they want to, like, let's say they want to build up to the X-Men, right? Let's say they do the first movie called The Mutants. It's about mutants first appearing on Earth and then trying to deal with the ramifications of that. That's fine. But you got to do an X-Men movie. I'm sorry.
The name of the property shouldn't be called X-Men, as they're dropping. The property is X-Men. The name of the X-Men property shouldn't be called X-Men.
I think what he's saying, they should be called mutants, but if Xavier has his team, they can still be called X-Men.
But it's X-Men. It's about a specific team.
Yeah,
Not
that's
about
true.
all the mutants.
Brian Braille says Kate Bishop is kind of a man-child or woman-child. You can't say man-child, you have to say woman-child, right?
that is part of the character. Yeah, there's some of that elements in there. So
Okay. All right, let's get to Dune. Dune at box office. I honestly didn't watch. As many know, I did not look at this ahead of time because I wanted to see what it is live. Okay, Joe Blow. Box office, Dune exceeds expectations with its #1 finish.
And people thought it wasn't going to do well in the box office.
Yeah, the industry.
Yeah,
well, lots of people were concerned
was
about
this the highest earning film that went Warner Brothers slate of 2021? It actually surpassed Godzilla vs. Kong, which is surprising.
Grossed
I had
4.1 million.
Dune. Of course, Dune is going to do well.
No, not of course. It
No,
wasn't.
it's not in the case of course. There was always
according to
speculation
Brian.
it was going to do well.
I didn't.
Brian
like it.
doesn't. Well, you're wrong. That's good.
Okay.
That's because you.
Hey, H.
Why are you
Barnes,
thinking
you want
I heard before that you were thinking of Spaceballs, The Common Desert. I mean, what is that? Why are you thinking of other movies when you're watching a movie?
Because
Maybe you were tired that
Are
day.
you trying to pick fights with everybody today?
Yes. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm just
H.
saying,
Barnes,
you're
you want to
coming
come
in
on the
here-
show?
Oh my god.
H. Barts, you want to come on the show? You're a member?
I would
He's a
love H.
member.
Barts came in here.
Why you
That's
changing
some
subject, Max?
reason.
Because I want to get H. Barts on the show. I haven't.
He's a
really
member. He's allowed.
I'm sending you a
You're
link in case you can.
So,
He
He's
can click
still-
on your. You can click on your You put the link in the.
We need some
in your
positive
community section.
members here in this.
I don't know who Lethal Cock is.
He's at
Harry
work.
Sal F off. What the hell is this?
Oh, because he's in.
Well, no. There's some,
Okay, so Shifty. I like Shifty Gizm's thought process here. It's about all the mutants in the MCU, not just one team.
Yeah,
Okay.
but they're gonna. But if they're gonna introduce mutants first, they're gonna introduce the X-Men first.
So I can agree that
But
calling
I
it
agree
mutants
with
is
you.
more inclusive than just Xavier's team.
Yeah,
That
that's
might
what you
be-
mean.
That
Yeah.
might be a better. That might be a better. I think. I
about
agree with
the
Shifty Gizm.
X-Men and who the X-Men battle with. It's not
Yeah.
about mutants.
It's about mutants.
it'd
That's a
have to-
good argument.
You,
But-
but you can't gender the mutant brotherhood.
The Picks and the Nitpicks LLC. I think if it's dope if the idea is a film about mutants, their origins, and how it relates to the universe that sets the stage for mutants in the MCU. It will end introducing Professor X.
Yeah.
Roosevelt Cavazos, Dune is a boring ass movie.
Word.
You underestimate how many Dune fans out there and how it
Did you see it,
influenced people.
Zeno?
Yeah, of course I saw it. It's Dune.
Okay. Did you love it?
I loved it.
Me too. Me too.
I wish it was more. I wish it had a proper ending. I wish it wasn't a cliffhanger, I mean. But I loved every bit of it.
People
None of
still
the-
want to talk about this X-Men name, and then I shouldn't have listened to RJ because this is a hot topic. He's like, don't
You
talk
keep
about
changing the subject. You're looking at other people's comments.
Yeah, but I'm
You're
up with the comments, but they still want to
You're
talk about
chasing
it.
that squirrel. We're talking about one thing, and then you see a squirrel.
I wanted to highlight Blinded Braille as a member. I got to highlight his comment. There's different X-Men teams, though. X-Force, Excalibur,
that.
Marauders, Outbacks, etc.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
then
they can
Darth
have their own stuff.
Darth Scipio says Dune is good, not great.
If the X-Force want to have a show, they can have it. We're talking about
Shifty Gizm never liked Dune until this Dune.
Yeah, I love the movie personally. I did my review
No,
stream
Will,
earlier, and I thought
are
it was
you
pretty
you
good.
really want to hear outrage on the internet if they did
Oh
call
my
it
god.
LGBTQX?
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, no. No, that's like the opposite end of the spectrum.
That's a political name. We're not going to have that. We're not going that way.
Yeah.
We're going to change it. And the show's not even happening anyway, so who cares?
Yeah.
Treat like Game of Thrones. Every group. I like Shifty Gizm's ideas. I do.
I don't.
We're not going to do that though. Like,
Dune
Not
could
a-
never could have done better at the box office if they didn't put it on HBO Max. Yeah, I think it would have maybe got like 5 more million or something.
No,
that's
I
just
think
a
it would have
guess.
made about. I think it would have made about 60. I think it would have.
I wouldn't have watched it.
But that's the thing too. I think to Brian's point, I think there's some people who weren't going to see this in the theater, and they decided to give it a watch on HBO Max because there's no real risk factor, you know.
Mhm.
So either way, it's doing really well, and it should get a sequel. So that's a good thing, honestly. So.
Roosevelt says MCU is going to change Magneto's origin story. I'm good with that.
That's not even confirmed. That's a rumor from years ago. It's no actual concrete information regarding that. I wouldn't believe that.
Well, I would hope they would. Just
You can't. If that's the truth, his
let Brian
name.
finish.
He has to change his name too.
Yeah. Go ahead, Brian.
No, what I'm saying is that you can't do. I mean, it was great that the original Magneto was a Holocaust survivor and all that
Yeah.
stuff, but you can't do that now if you want to bring him into the contemporary stuff.
Yes.
And don't want to involve time
Well,
travel.
I would say though, to that point, I understand where you're coming from, Brian, but Magneto is one of the most influential and one of the most famous Jewish characters in comic books. Like,
Well, you can still make him
Yes.
Jewish, but make it from another.
what,
I
if
think
they,
the other
what,
thing-
what if they do it to just where they never aged? Like they only slowly age or something because like their powers.
Put him on ice. You know, like Captain America.
It's going to take a lot of nuance and context to do it right, but they probably should address his origin
I
story.
think he can still. I think he can still use the World War II stuff.
It depends
have
on the
to
context
be
of the
really
story.
old.
Depends on the context.
And if they change his gender, or whatever, they have to change his name too because that name is very Eastern European.
What were you saying,
If there was an X-Men series, they'd make it take place in the past. Because you can't have
That's true.
a Jewish Magneto not growing up in Nazi Germany. That's the whole thing. Okay? And it doesn't matter anyway. This isn't happening.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Hans.
Ooh, okay.
I mean-
Let me see. Let's get H. Bart's suggestion here. H. Bart's with $5. Thank you for the support, H. Bart's. Instead of being Jewish person, maybe Magneto could have been in East Berlin during Soviet.
Yeah, but but the thing is, like, he's in the Holocaust. He saw, but like the Nazis. You know, the Nazis. They thought they're superior to everybody. They're superior to everyone, right? And that's what he thinks. That mutants are superior to everybody.
Well, that's partly why they did like First
Yeah.
Class. It was a time period.
Yeah.
You know, that they did
Period piece.
Yeah, period piece. But you can't really do that if you bring them into the MCU unless they do go back.
Captain America style, put him on ice. Like
Captain
Zeno
America.
said.
Yeah, maybe he heard of Captain America or something. I don't know.
I mean, is there that's interesting. Is there a way to do a time period piece X-Men in the universe and they don't like sort of like what they're doing with Captain Marvel, like some of her movies are in the past.
Again,
is that
really,
possible?
really,
or?
I think it's possible. You just have to handle it correctly.
Yeah,
You could
because
do
where
it in
were
a-
they this whole time? It's like the
Well,
Eternals,
unless you use like some timeline shenanigans with the TVA to where let's say like the timeline resets where the X-Men mutants have always existed, and we just find out the history of them later on.
they've always been variants.
Oh, I gotta
not just that. I mean, just
I
like,
gotta
if they
send the
came
link
with
to
the timeline
Hans
or something.
on Discord. Me and Hans had a fire stream Friday night.
Yeah,
I know
you
you
guys
did.
did.
I
You guys
watched
had a good
it.
stream.
That's good, man. I was on another stream Friday night. Sorry, man.
No, that's fine.
If they really did an X-Men show, it would have to be past Magneto. They can't erase that character.
Unless they do it time period and then somehow justify people not talking about the X-Men for all these years. Which I don't know how they would do it. It would have to be really strong writing.
Yeah,
Well-
it's all really gonna depend on how they want to do it.
But they're not doing it. This isn't happening. This is just a rumor.
Well, we know the X-Men are coming though, so I still think it's good to have a conversation about speculations and
SJW
how they're gonna
Magneto.
handle it.
Well, that's the rumor, Lethal Cock, and I don't know why I keep highlighting. Is that Lethal Lightning? I don't know. Civil rights movement.
He's
That
funny
could be
though.
that if they do change his origin, that could be that could be where a starting point would be, right?
Yeah. Or have him be part of what's going on in Israel Palestine now. That's been going in like recent memory. You can have something set up like that way. You know.
No, that might cause big issues.
Well, Jewish concentration camps out there?
No, but what I'm never mind.
Let's not do that.
Well, it doesn't actually have to be in a.
You don't change the X-Men. You don't change X-Men for today's audiences. X-Men fans will riot. X-Men sales will go
Not
down.
necessarily if you do it in a respectful way.
There's no respectful way.
Okay,
Actually,
you have to explain where they've been this whole time, though. That's
Right.
the
How do you
problem.
explain where they've been the entire time?
Oh, that's what. Well, how do you explain where anyone has been in the Marvel universe?
But it's like I'd say like arguably some characters are harder to hide. Like you can't tell me that Charles Xavier is like he's in the background at Endgame.
Right.
He's like
well, to that
keeping
point,
everybody
Brian,
on.
that's why it's more like, for example, Blade's coming out, right? It's more believable to me that vampires have always existed, but just in the shadows because they're meant to be mysterious creatures that you don't know about. That makes more sense that there's a secret vampire society out there versus mutants.
X-Men as a group is in hiding.
Well,
True,
no, it's
like
not even
millions
true.
of people around
What
the world,
about
though.
Beast? What about Beast?
Yeah, how's Beast gonna hide?
He's
He was like a
hibernating.
senator.
Well, let's get to H. Bart's comment here. It started the X-Men series or movie from ancient Egypt with Apocalypse first.
Yeah, actually, William talked to me about this, and I agree with them. Kang actually was the one who made Apocalypse. He's the one who set in motion the creation of mutants. So I think Kang will probably at the end of Ant-Man Quantumania, you'll see him go to Egypt and become, Ramatut, and then he'll be the one who finds Apocalypse.
I think Kang is after. I think Kang is done after Ant-Man 3. I think
why you don't listen to fans? You're all making no sense. You all want this and it's not gonna fly.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say, Zeno? I'm not understanding what you're trying to say.
You're trying to change the story here and there. You're starting near Egypt. Change him from being.
That's not changing the story. That's from the comics.
Well,
I'm sorry, but Apocalypse has to be a longer. Has to be.
I'm just connecting the dots between something that they're setting up to what could possibly happen.
No sense. That's not how the X-Men is.
Well, how about
this is fan headcanon.
We're just talking. We're just
having a conversation. Like,
fuck off.
Oh,
no,
come on, Zeno. Be nice. Be nice.
No, you can fuck off.
Be nice.
Oh my goodness. We all can F off.
Nobody likes it.
No, I'm sick.
No one's
listen,
on
Zeno,
camera.
if you don't want to be
Everyone
here, just fucking leave.
Oh my.
RJ, you think you know everyone. You get all your answers from Google.
Oh,
You're
don't
a
make
fucking
assumptions
moron.
about him, though, Zeno. Don't let you know.
No, because that's what Zeno does. He's a sad little man-child.
Oh, no. We're not turning this into this, please. I'm trying to.
Well, you should add Zeno on there if you didn't want that, because that's all he's known for doing.
He wants to get rid of me.
I'm in the middle. Listen to the madman, please.
He's disrespecting Brian. He's disrespecting you by the way he's acting. He can go F off at this point.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's everyone cool down. All right. Now, getting back to some movie topics, something that you said earlier in the streams, it was kind of interesting. The MCU does not need to reboot, but what if they eventually get to the point where they do consider a reboot, and then we're talking about like Magneto's origins? Why not do like a time period of golden age and really in the times instead of in current times for Captain America and all that?
I would say absolutely not, because by that time that the MCU needs to be rebooted, nobody will care anymore.
Okay.
I have a question. Would they start a new universe?
Because basically we get the Avengers now in current times, but what if they did like the First Class? Like when First Class came out, that was exciting.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it all just depends on if it catches on with the younger generations. It could die out with a generation. It happens. I mean, genres don't last forever. I keep trying to tell everybody this. It's like I mean, I get you. There's some strength to comic book movies because, especially with the MCU, they combine genres, and that adds longevity to the situation. But at the end of the day, no, I just don't. They're not going to last forever.
But they have.
Well,
but comic
welcome
books,
to the
John,
party,
general
Hans.
com-
Oh, what's up?
Mike,
What's the
still
topic?
want to come on? We were talking about Magneto. Then we were talking about Doom box office exceeded expectations. Is doing pretty good. Did you get a chance to see Dune, or do you have any interest to see Dune?
I didn't see it. I probably won't, just because I have trouble watching movies.
Thanks for coming on the movie talk, Hans. No,
Oh, yeah.
we do have some gaming topics too. Actually, since you popped in, we'll cover that next, which I'm really excited about. And I still have to finish Halo 5.
You're never gonna.
What's that?
You're never gonna finish it.
Don't
go.
I did. I finished 3 and 4. I just need to complete
nice.
5.
I felt like 4 was kind of weak. 5 was better than 4, I think.
Story wise, no. Gameplay wise, yes, I would agree.
So
I think story wise, it was decent still.
So according to IGN, Halo, I almost said Halo. Halo Infinite campaign gameplay overview announced for tomorrow, October 25th.
God,
Oh.
they
Yeah,
actually
I can't
made a
wait for
Halo
that.
after 3.
Yes,
Hot
there are
dog.
many.
Come on, Brian.
I'm actually looking.
I
for
haven't
this
played a
gameplay
single
reveal.
Halo after 3. I'm no bullshitting.
Well,
you.
why
Yeah.
aren't you gonna do that? It's on Game Pass.
Wait, you didn't play Halo Reach?
No, I didn't.
I didn't finish.
Really?
That's the other one I got to finish. I got to 5 and Reach.
I don't
I
like
love
Halo.
Reach.
I don't.
Oh,
like
well, that
shooters.
makes sense.
I'm not a shooter person.
Halo Reach is one of my favorites. I used to play that on Legendary a lot.
Well, Brian,
Wait,
I
all three?
suggest put it on the easiest mode and just play through it.
No, it's no fun like that. You need to die a few times.
If you're not into shooters much, then you could still enjoy the story and have fun and just get straight through it.
No, that's for babies.
Well,
I like the
no
story and Reach a lot.
I mean, I'm not gonna bullshit you. I do play a lot of those kind of games on easy because I really don't like dying every 5 fucking
Right.
seconds. It's not fun.
At least,
Who
at least you
likes
get free on
that?
Game
That's why I
Pass
don't play
this
those games online, like Fortnite.
The video
Oh
game
my
is
gosh,
thing. It's a game.
what a waste of time.
There's no easy mode for football.
Yeah, there is.
week. Yeah, there is.
So
Isn't
187
there-
has
Professional sport. There's an easy mode.
I'm not talking about professional sport.
You
I'm
don't
talking about
train.
Madden.
There's
Madden.
nothing wrong with doing easy and
2022.
actually completing a
When you
game.
play the
wanna
Jaguars,
Play games
that's
however
your
you want to
easy
play
mode.
games. That's what
Well, I'm
it
just
is.
saying, some people
gaming,
like to
it's
play
still
games
play.
to relax, and some
Yeah,
people like to
exactly.
play
Play
games to
whatever you
rage
want.
out. I'm not one of those people. Like,
I'm relaxed when I have to actually. Well, for me, I like the harder difficulties because I'm relaxed having a challenge.
But if someone just wants to sit back and enjoy the game and not as passive as movies or TV,
Watch the
wants
story
to just go
on YouTube.
through
Well,
it.
that's what I'm saying. People should be able to play games however they want.
I've
to.
done that before.
Yeah, that's why there's difficulties.
Exactly.
Right. So
Yeah.
I say if you haven't experienced Halo and you're not a hardcore Halo, if
I'll
you
watch
want to
the
get
story
into
on
it, go to
YouTube.
the Master
Yeah.
Chief Collection, go through easy mode, and then if
Yeah.
you like it a lot, and then up the difficulty.
What about
You know.
Dark Souls? You want the easy mode on that too?
On what?
Dark Souls, Demon Souls.
That's different though. That's a different
I
game.
I would actually like another. I mean, options aren't a bad thing, are they? Are options a bad
No,
thing?
options are a good
That's
thing.
different. You always say that's different.
Some people want to go through the story.
How's it different?
There's not a lot of story to Dark Souls,
Well,
is there?
Here's the thing with Dark Souls is the way that game is marketed and sold is that you're gonna die and gonna have a hard time playing
it's
it.
part of the core identity. That's why it's different. Halo, you're promised a grand sweeping
You're
epic
just,
story
you're
that
just
you can
stopping.
experience every week.
I asked you, RJ, how's it different, and Hans answered for you. And now
Okay,
you're just
well-
he said, you don't know what you're talking about, dude. You never did.
Oh, he
Then what-
gives a lot.
Then why are
of,
you listening to me and why
No.
are you here? Because I'm
Listen-
getting to
Oh,
the point
whoa,
to know
okay.
where you can just
well,
go fuck off.
can,
I get
no,
it.
no, no.
Listen,
I want to say
we're all
this.
friends here.
Zeno,
I'm not
I
Zeno's
love
friend.
you, man, but always going after RJ. RJ is very well respected in the community. I know your personal opinion of his commentary, but I value it. I value all of your commentary. I want everyone to get along honestly. So,
Well, you have
See
Zeno
how
here, and he's
he
kind of
treats me.
impossible for him to do.
You should
So.
see how he treats me in other areas. He has me tied up, naked, chained to a wall.
oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know you guys were into that. I don't know.
Jesus.
Well,
He's in the whips. I'm trying to get into whips myself.
Okay.
You hit the whips get hard.
What is with these weird? Oh God, there's actually a man.
Why did you click
Poo
on
poo
it,
man.
dude?
I was trying to read his comment, and I didn't know his icon actually had.
I have
My
a
bad.
question. What do you think about
World War
Halo?
is greenlit. Apparently. Go ahead, Hans.
What's your opinion about Halo Infinite releasing with no campaign co-op?
I would like campaign co-op. I don't know. Are they even releasing the story, or is it just multiplayer this holiday?
I think they're releasing all of it except for I think campaign is still going to be only solo.
Okay.
That was the last thing I read about it.
Well, I hope if they do have it where the campaign and the multiplayer is released for this holiday, and they need to do that to make the holiday, I'm all for it. I do want them to still stick to their word and have campaign co-op because people like that and they missed that from the last one.
At least it's free.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they can not
The last
just
one had
be-
co-op.
and they
Was
one of
co-op
them
there
was
at launch?
missing it. I think.
I think no, it was Halo 5, I believe. It was no. It was couch co-op split screen. The Master Chief Collection, I think, didn't launch with split screen first. I believe that was a big controversy. I think.
Oh yeah, that they did get rid of that. But all the Halos have been co-op until no, they all have.
Well, if
1
they're
and 2 are
making it
co-op,
better-
and the rest are 4-player.
If they're making it better, like doing some interesting things with the co-op that doesn't happen when you're solo, I'm all for it too. But if it's really basic and they don't do much, like I would be like, why couldn't you just
Well,
include
my
this?
question is too. I hope tomorrow that we see Craig. I want Craig to survive the changes made to the campaign. Please keep Craig in. Craig the Brute. I don't know if you remember the memes from that. It's pretty funny. I hope they keep him in.
Andrew, I actually really agree with you, Andrew. I would love it if they somehow justified after
They're not gonna do that.
multiverse that they could do Tobey Maguire's Green or Spider-Man 4. But
Why would they do
I
that?
really
When
think
are
it's
you
never
going to
gonna
do more
happen.
Tom Holland
I think the
stuff?
Snyder Cut has restoring the Snyderverse is more possible.
What was
They're
the
not going to do that.
main song from the movie Frozen?
Let it go.
Let it go.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yeah, they're not going to do
Let
that.
it
They're not going to do
go.
that. Sony's not
Toby
going to do
ain't
that.
coming back ever.
And MCU is not Sony and MCU. They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna laugh if he doesn't even show up in this No Way Home
Could you
movie.
imagine if Andrew shows up and not Toby?
I'd laugh if either
People
one of
would
them
riot.
showed up. I swear, because everybody's like, "Oh my god, I swear he's showing up." They're showing up. It's happening, dude.
Yeah.
You're
Blinded
so
Braille.
getting freaking like.
Can you highlight Blinded Braille's question real quick, Max?
Let me find it.
About the Guardians
Oh.
game? Yeah, I was
Anyone-
surprised. It's getting actually really good reviews and
I'm downloading
positive
it tomorrow.
impressions. I will try to get it this weekend maybe and play it, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
getting
going to
good
download
reviews.
tomorrow.
Because whoever is reviewing it is being paid off. When early reviews like this are always positive, you have to.
Not necessarily true.
Bless you, Max.
Sorry.
Necessary.
That's debatable.
My
though.
wife
If
makes
it's
fun of my sneezes.
not everyone's
Like,
paid off when it comes to games.
I can see why.
I've seen the gameplay. It doesn't look all that interesting.
Didn't you say that you were going to get the game?
Yeah,
Hey,
so
Bradley, you can pop on. Bradley, you're on.
Okay, I'm gonna get it. It's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Remember.
Yeah, Tom Holland Spider-Man 4 is definitely gonna happen.
Well,
Yeah.
why would you get a game that you think looks bad?
It doesn't look bad. I said it doesn't look all that great.
No one's saying it was great. They're saying it was pretty good.
Oh, I didn't say it was great or bad either. Jesus Christ! I'm saying it doesn't look all that great.
Are you still interested in getting it though?
It doesn't look worth a high rating. It looks like a mediocre game.
I'm not getting it.
I'm still gonna buy it though.
You are still gonna buy it. Brand new
Yeah.
or gonna wait for a sale?
I don't know. Yeah.
Buy it, use
What
the
games are you
GameStop.
guys looking
I
forward to
don't know.
getting?
I'll probably buy it anyway. I don't know.
I got my Amico boxed editions.
I'm definitely not. I'm not getting Battlefield. That looks like a piece of crap.
Not Battlefield.
I'm looking forward to Halo now. I was looking forward to Back for Blood all year. Now that's out, and now it's really just Halo now for me.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I need to get a storage expansion for
Oh,
my Xbox. So
I
can fit the
do
game
also
on there.
want to play Horizon 5. That's coming out on Game Pass soon.
Oh, Forza
November,
Horizon 5?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got confused. Said Horizon. I thought you meant like Horizon Forbidden West.
Oh, we should all get a Xbox group together and race.
Yeah. I would do that.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's about the only game I don't play on easy. Yeah, you're welcome.
Uh,
I haven't played a racing game since Mario Kart.
oh,
fuck.
I love
Dude,
racing.
Me too.
I play Forza 7, I think is the one that's on there right now. I love that game. Like, oh man.
Rhea is thanking the Pooh Man in the chat. I don't know if you should. He's talking about some type of really inappropriate party.
I'm a purist though. Gran Turismo.
Oh yeah,
sucked.
Shin Megami Tensei 5 is coming out pretty soon.
Oh,
I'm
here we
excited
have
for
Mikey
that.
Sutton.
Hey, Mikey, what's up?
Hey man.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, we wanted to send our best wishes to you and your crew. We know you. I think you shared recently on Sil that you had a little thing there, and we wish you the best in health.
Thank you so much. I know you've been inviting me to your show. I figure, you know what? Perfect night for it. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like taking the night off. Actually, I haven't been working that much lately.
Okay. Yeah,
And I
take
said
it
that
easy,
you're
man.
covering my scoop. Hey, might as well come on. You know?
Oh yeah. It was talking about Magneto.
Yeah.
Anything you can share with that might not have been the article
Sure,
or
yeah, definitely. Yeah, just to kind of clarify what happened here. I had a stroke during DC Fandom, and it was during the live show with Phil.
Oh
that
wow.
I was
dear.
I didn't
having,
know.
and you know, having a stroke live on YouTube is
Ooh.
not something you ever want to experience. Even though it was a mini stroke, it wasn't the horrible stroke I had in 2018. Where I discovered, Max, is that if you had a stroke once, there could be a good chance you'll get another one if you're not careful. And I was just under a lot of stress the past month.
Yeah.
And you know, I was wondering how the fuck did that happen to me again? And it was I haven't been eating anything different. I mean, I don't weigh 345 pounds like I did back in 2018. I mean, but I guess emotional stress can add to it and create those kind of problems. Hey, Matt. So I went on Sil's show a few days ago, and just explained what was happening. There are a lot of rumors going around. Like, I'm recovering. So I was gonna go on Lords of the Long Box tonight, but damn, the side effects from the medication really kicked in. And I'm like, you know, here's the problem with side effects, is that some of the side effects makes you feel like you're having a stroke.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
It really does. Like when your leg tightens up, you're like, holy shit, what's that? You know?
Right.
And then you start to freak out. You can't freak out though, because if you start to stress, you really will get high blood pressure.
Yeah, you cause yourself to have a stroke. Like,
Exactly. It's just nuts, right? So on the day of the DC Fandom Live thing, I didn't even show up for the recap because I was just like, still, something is wrong. I don't know what it is. I can't do this, you know.
Yeah.
Didn't realize I'd be in the hospital that day. And then once I got to the hospital, my blood pressure was 230 over 120.
Damn.
Yeah,
Wow.
which is like dangerous, call 911 level, you know. So I got there, my blood pressure wouldn't go down. It started to freak me out, right? Then I'm in the hospital for the COVID people. Okay, so
Oh yeah.
Oh,
you know,
jeez.
just one thing after the other, right? In fact, there's one scary moment on the second day I was in the hospital, where all of a sudden you hear all this noise and commotion going around, and they pushed my bed in another room without telling me what was going on. I had no idea what's going on. All of a sudden, I see a bunch of cops. The cops show up. I'm like, holy shit! It's like, don't tell me a fucking terrorist is in the hospital now, right? Fucking Die Hard already, you know?
Right.
So
Mike, you might watch too many movies. If
Yeah, I
you're thinking
know,
that, if you're
seriously.
thinking that in the hospital, Die Hard.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, what the fuck, you know? Like, you know, at this point in my life, anything crazy will happen, right? So, like, oh, you know, yeah, sure. Now I'm in Die Hard now, right? No, it turns out I discovered later. Like, they wouldn't tell me what was going on at the time. I kind of figured it out though when they threw me in this room by myself, like, and they put other patients in other rooms. All of a sudden, you see all these cops like pushing like people, and their COVID patients just came in, like a whole bunch of COVID patients. Just they're trying to get them away from us as possible. And these cops were armed, so I'm thinking fucking zombie apocalypse, right? So if it's not Die Hard, it's zombie apocalypse. Like there's a Walking Dead, you know, like all these. And I'm heavily medicated, right? So I'm like totally disoriented, like what the fuck is going on? So anyway, glad to have gotten out of there. And Max, if I can find some dark humor in all of this, I can say that DC fandom sucks so bad I got a stroke from it. So
I was gonna say, did Hamada have anything to do with it?
You know
Is
what?
Hamada burgers bad for your health?
I had too many Hamada burgers, man. My blood pressure went up. You know,
Too much salt. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, we also appreciate you sharing health things on the internet too. Listen, everyone, take care of yourselves. I also have to work on my. Man, I just ate Taco Bell before this. I need to. I need to worry about. No, listen, my uncle died from a stroke at 50.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And they, you know, I'm not sharing that to scare you or anything. I'm just sharing like it hits me hard because they actually were saying he was getting better.
Mm-hmm.
They thought he was going to go home, and they were going to sign him out, and then all of a sudden the next day, gone.
Oh my god.
So that, you know. So I do need. That's why I always talk about my problems on stream and like I need to get healthy. And I always put that off because I keep thinking about my uncle. I'm gonna be 40 soon. He died at 50. I'm like, man. So anything anyone could do. Remember your health too. Is everything worth it? Also these fandom arguments and things about movies stuff like we all need to take it easy.
It's all irrelevant, dude. Once you're in a hospital bed, you can't move your arms or legs. It's all irrelevant. Like, you know what? I'll take anything just to get back to where I was. You know, when I had that stroke 3 years ago, I was an hour away from dying. I was dying on the floor. There was nobody home. That's another thing too. When you reach 50, you don't want to be alone. You really don't, because
my uncle was alone with his dog.
There you go. See,
we didn't they didn't find him till later in the day, so he was there for a while.
Mm-mm. That's awful. I mean, I had my stroke at 50. 50 is the year where, you know, things get kind of scary, man, and just cut down on the sugar and the sodium. Exercise at least a few times a week. I mean, you know, I know people don't want to hear these things. Like, oh hell, no, seriously, you don't want this. You know,
right?
Like. I was told, Max, on my stroke 3 years ago, I was told I will never write again. Because I couldn't move my hands. And I might not walk again either. And look, I mean, 2019, everything, the whole world turned upside down for me, as you know. I'm very lucky to be here, and very lucky to be where I am right now. The convo coming out. I mean, who would have thought, right? 2018, I thought it was all over. I thought, you know, life was over. I mean, it's just like, so when I had my mini stroke during fandom, I'm like, holy shit, not again. You know, felt like Die Hard 2, right? Oh no, not again, right? I mean, how can the same thing happen to the same person twice, right? But
we'll take care of yourself, brother.
Yeah,
we need you. We need you around.
Thank you. No, I just gotta, I gotta chill. You know, that's what it is.
Take it easy.
Not to make you work too hard though, but I was interested about this Magneto.
Sure. Yeah.
And then I also had questions a bit because there's also an article on your site that they're confirming. Sony's now confirming the different Spider-Man in No Way Home.
Yeah. Sony. It's just they are running probably the most ingenious marketing campaign
Okay.
I've seen since Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. I mean, it's just genius the way they're maneuvering through this. It's kind of like they're teasing, they're taking it back, and they're leaking stuff intentionally. The photographs of Andrew and all this stuff, and like they leak these pictures, right? And all of a sudden they're like, oh, we're not responsible for this, but they had copyright, stuff, telling people to take it down when they're the ones who leaked it themselves, right? So, it's great though. But you know why? All this leaking and all this teasing is bringing up the tracking for the box office for No Way Home. It's going to open humongously.
Oh, absolutely,
right?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
well, Mikey, I wanted to ask you real quick. There's some rumors that the second trailer might be out tomorrow. I mean, do you have any information on that, perhaps? Any idea? Because I know the marketing for this movie is so strange and wishy-washy, where, you never know.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't heard anything about tomorrow. I do know that, and I scooped this before, Garfield is in the second trailer, and all three will be in the last one. This is what I heard back in August. Could be soon. I'll be surprised if Eternals doesn't have a No Way Home trailer attached to it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It seems logical.
Yeah, I will say this, guys. I mean, no doubt about it, No Way Home is going to be one of the biggest movies. If it wasn't for the pandemic, that's the only thing is the pandemic is still, I mean, obviously frightening people, but, Eternals is tracking for $100 million opening. Obviously, No Way Home is going to do better than that. But if
I think it'll be the biggest movie since Endgame.
It will be, it will be, because people are you can't stop people from seeing the Three Amigos, right? It's not gonna, it doesn't matter. They're gonna go see it.
Yeah.
And they're gonna see it over and
Eternals is
over
gonna
again.
open high, by the way? Because another reviews. Do you still think Eternals is gonna open high? Because another reviews came out today a little.
What do you hear in the industry about Eternals? Do you think it's gonna underperform, or do you hear good things?
Very good things. That the tracking I heard before Rotten Tomatoes was $100 million opening. I think it'll be closer there, but I think it'll be really high. I think the audience for Eternals goes beyond the comic book geeks.
Yes.
What I've been noticing, guys, is that this movie is registering really well with regular people. They love that cast. That cast is really attracting them.
Okay.
So, there's a film if I could compare this to any movie, it's Avatar. Now, it won't be as big as Avatar, but I'm trying to say in terms of the appeal. Do you know any sci-fi fans who are really into Avatar? Like, I don't.
Yes.
Not anymore.
I just did a stream about. You mean James Cameron Avatar?
Yeah.
Yes, I just did a stream about it yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I say everyone's wrong. You're all going to line up first week, and me and RJ actually have a bet.
I don't think the fan for Avatar is there anymore. I don't think the fan for that franchise is there anymore.
It's, what, I agree with you, and
don't ever count James Cameron out.
But I will say this though, I think the fan base for Avatar is a very quiet fan base.
Not me. I'm leading the way.
Well, yeah, you have your exceptions to the rule.
This was my thumbnail from the other day.
There you go. No, no doubt about it. It'll open huge, but the hardcore Avatar fans are okay. Let me give you an example. Are people who buy Adele records, right? Like they'll buy one Adele record and that's it. They won't buy anything else throughout the whole year. And nothing wrong with it. I love Adele. What I'm trying to say is they're casual fans. It's that Titanic crowd, right? They don't go online. They don't talk about how great Titanic is. They don't have Titanic fan pages, but they will go see Avatar. It's really interesting how that plays out, and that same crowd is fueling Eternals. Like regular people who don't buy comic books, they don't go to Geekosity, they don't go to other sites, they don't listen to Jarbo or any of these other geek stuff. They just like wait for that one movie or whatever to resonate with them, and they'll go see it. And so what I'm seeing with the Eternals crowd is a lot of people love that cast. It's got kind of a Game of Thrones appeal to them as well. All the costumes and the
Well, there's
Game of
some
Thrones
actors
in
from
it.
there, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a couple actors from Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm not like too hype on it yet, but
Yeah.
I thought the opposite, that the general audience wasn't gonna.
No, you hear what people are saying? Like I one tweet, oh, if you're gonna watch this movie Internals, you're not gonna like it because it's not a typical MCU movie. It's more like a DC movie.
Ironic, right?
Yes.
So Josh has a hot take after seeing the interview with Michael Keaton. He really wants to see the Flash movie.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see just for Keaton actually,
Yeah.
but perhaps like of course.
I'll tell you what killed it for me, Mikey, was seeing 2 Ezra Millers. Not that I hate Ezra Miller. It's just most of the movies you see where you have people playing multiple versions of their character, you're excited to see it, like Michael J. Fox and Back to the Future, and then seeing 2 Ezra Millers just really did not. I didn't realize it until I saw it.
So are they gonna choke each other? No, just sorry, it's a bad joke.
Well, no, but Mikey, that's why during the Phantom interview, Ezra Miller's wearing the choker, so he can keep the experience.
Oh yeah,
the experience like what the fans like.
The guy is so awkward. I'm sorry, like.
He is.
No kink shaming on the panel, please.
But yeah, no, it's interesting. All the Flash stuff. It's crazy. Actually, I know DC fandom was crazy, but I know SoCon talked about this on social media. It's like they could have announced more than they did. It seemed like they were very. They held themselves back a lot during fandom.
They had to, yeah. In fact, maybe Max isn't though. I'll explain that as well. But first of all, the Ezra Miller double. I mean, I can see Sil just like he just flinched on camera because I scooped months ago the bad guy is an evil Barry Allen. So there you go. He's right there.
Right.
He's like,
is he supposed to be Reverse Flash or just another version of Barry?
It's another version of Barry. It basically is an alternate Barry taking the place of the Reverse Flash.
Dino thinks Eternals is gonna bomb. I don't know.
I know.
I just don't think. I don't think it'll bomb. I don't think it's gonna do as. Do you think it's gonna do as good as Shang-Chi?
No, I think it'll do better than Shang-Chi, but it won't win the Oscars like what Foggy was expecting. I think that's where it's gonna perform less than expectation is the Academy Awards. Foggy really had his eyes on that. But the movie is way too sci-fi for that anyway. Like, the Academy doesn't like sci-fi films. They'll draw the line
out there, philosophical sci-fi.
That's true, and they hate comic book films too.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay, Bradley, if you could think of a question for Mikey, since you popped in, he's a member, just popped in. But then I want to get the H Bart's question here. See if you heard anything about this, Mikey. H Bart's $100 $5 super chat. Thanks for the support. I heard Sony and Disney are fighting whether to show the other Spider-Man in the trailer. The final trailer is before it releases. Have you heard anything on that front?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call it fighting. There was some conflict about Sony just wanted to drop everything all at once.
Oh, Sony wanted to. Okay.
That's probably smart. Not to drop them at once.
But yeah, see, Sony's in charge of marketing on this, but Foggy said, no, don't blow your wad, But that's Sony for you. They're so excited by it.
They gave him Octopus and Green Goblin's bomb. So
yeah. Well, it's interesting too because with the Venom 2 post-credit scene, Feige revealed that Sony had to go to him to get it approved. Basically,
yeah,
that's kind of like a last minute kind of thing. I mean, that's interesting because I'm like, well, Sony owns the character. I mean, initially people would say like, oh, they can do whatever they want, but it's like no, they had to go to Feige. I thought that was interesting.
You know what? The key here is Amy Pascal, the producer. If she wasn't there, we're fucked. Because not that she's brilliant or anything, is that she's scared of Feige. And she has a lot of respect for him. Without her at Sony, I don't know, man. It's just, keep her there. Say whatever you will about her, but just keep her there because she's afraid of him and she has so much respect for him. And she's got everything to benefit from this partnership.
Right. She's
You
so
know?
scared of Kevin Feige, she'll throw sandwiches at him. Apparently.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or crying shit, right?
All right. Bradley, did you think of anything you might want to ask the expert scooper Mikey Sutton from Geekosity? Anything about any of the movies coming out, or?
Yeah, I was just thinking because I know I said in the chat like I'm kind of concerned about No Way Home, but I'm like super excited, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just wondering like with we don't know the runtime yet, so I'm guessing it's going to be 2 hours or something like that.
It's over
Longer
2 hours.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was expecting that, and that's even more exciting. But I'm also concerned at the same time if they're supposedly going to have the Sinister Six in this movie. How is that going to fit in with what's going on with Tom and supposedly Andrew or Toby, whichever one? I'm just kind of concerned about the beats of the movie flowing smoothly.
Yeah, I've heard conflicting. See, let me explain. This movie changed a lot, a lot. It wasn't even supposed to be a Spider-Verse movie in the beginning. It was supposed to be really a darker take on Spider-Man, actually. But all of a sudden, they said, "Hey, why don't we make a live-action Spider-Verse?" And I scooped this in 2019. I was the first person to do it. And at the time, it was shocking to me. Imagine me scooping that when no one else was talking about it, right? It was like,
Yeah,
Is
because
this-
wasn't the
is
initial
this-
rumor that they want to do Kraven, like Spider-Man's on the run kind of movies being hunted down?
yeah, Craven was going to be have like an appearance in it originally. The Chameleon was supposed to be in the film, but the decision to have Toby and Andrew there was something that came up during discussions after they renewed the deal. And so that's how you ended up with this Spider-Verse thing. Then it fits right in with Doctor Strange with what they're doing there. And WandaVision, everything just kind of pieced itself together. Um, Now, in terms of Sinister Six, I'm hearing contrary reports on this. At first, I heard, yeah, they're going to form Sinister Six, but I'm also hearing that, well, Sony wants a Sinister Six movie. So, I don't know. I mean, it's because Sony needs money really bad,
They
right?
won that since Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
They
So-
might. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna go. That's interesting that they do want the separate movie. Would they put it
Yeah.
all in one, or they might start it and get your appetite ready for Sinister Six?
Honestly, from what I've been hearing, and no one has given me a definitive answer, I believe this is the introduction, the setup for a Sinister Six film. Because I just don't see them stuffing all this into one movie. Because you have Doctor Strange in there, you have the whole Spider-Verse thing. Then you're gonna have the Sinister Six in there as well. I mean, how long is this movie, right?
Yeah, true.
And it doesn't. It's not Kevin Feige style. You know what I mean? To have something overstuffed like that. So we'll see. But I'm doubting the Sinister. I'm doubting the Sinister Six movies. I'm trying to say.
Right. So if here's my fear: if they just did it in this movie only, and then there's not a lot to it, people would feel cheated if they didn't do a standalone, because there's enough there for a standalone movie. Just to shoehorn it in, you'd be like Venom and Spider-Man 3. Remember, we had Venom and Spider-Man 3, but it was really pushed in there, and we could have got a whole movie just on Spider-Man versus Venom. So that's the fear, though, is if they do it and then you never get it again. So I would tend to think the smart thing would be introduce it, hint at it, and then have standalone. Yeah, I would think they wouldn't want to blow their load in one movie and then never address it again. Go ahead.
Here's my fear, and not my fear, but from what Sony is doing or planning on doing here. How do you top this? Okay, let's say this is a Sinister Six, right? Well, how does the Sinister Six movie top 3 Spider-Mans? You know what I mean?
Right. It seems like yeah.
What story can you tell after this with the Sinister Six?
You need Spider-Man in a Sinister Six movie, though.
Yeah, you do. You do. So
Well-
either this is a Sinister Six movie, or there's a Sinister Six movie after this.
Yeah.
That's gonna fail. Okay, let's face it, because you can't top 3 Spider-Mans.
Well, here's our good friend Jacob McKenzie. He asked you point blank, Mikey, is Charlie
Yeah.
Cox in No Way Home?
Yeah, he is. You know.
Oh, he is?
Okay, let me
Okay.
backtrack. Let me backtrack for a minute here. This is not my scoop. Just first of all,
Okay.
in the beginning, there were people speculating
Jacob.
that he was because Peter Parker needed an attorney, right? So people
Yeah.
were speculating that Charlie Cox was in it. Now, my argument at the time was that it's impossible because the Netflix rights hadn't come back yet. But what happened was, and I said it was She-Hulk. She-Hulk was going to be the attorney because they're going to promote the She-Hulk show that's coming up on Disney Plus. I said legally they couldn't use Matt Murdock. It wouldn't make any sense because they already have an attorney already who has a TV show coming up. But then COVID happened. Production got delayed. During the production delay, the rights came back. So other scoopers have been saying that, okay, yeah, there was enough time because production was delayed. The rights have come back to have Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox make a cameo in the film. So many people have scooped it. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna ride the wave. It's not my sword to fall on. So
Okay.
I've talked to people about it. I said, hey, is this really true? And again, I could not. Sometimes you just can't get a definitive answer. But if everybody is saying it, you just kind of ride the wave. Like, okay, I take your
There's
word
this
for
much
it.
smoke, the fire somewhere.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And it does make sense. And Charlie Cox's denials are hilarious, right?
Right.
And they all deny. Come on. Benedict Cumberbatch denied. Brie Larson denied. It's
Yeah,
just
they do.
over and over again.
I have an
Yeah.
off the wall question for Mikey. Do
Yeah.
you even know anything about Dune's future? What are you hearing about the like, is Warner Brothers really happy with the box office? Are they going to rush into? Are they going to like greenlight everything for part 2? They kind of said they're pretty much thinking it. Any inside knowledge on Dune?
Yeah. Here's we'll tie that to the DC fandom. So a few months ago, I was on Sill's show and I said, Sill, we're gonna quiet down. I'm telling you right now, we're gonna quiet down as far as DC is concerned for the next few months because they're not gonna greenlit anything big until after the merger. It's just how it is. They're gonna wait till the merger for fear of them greenlighting something. Then the merger happens, and I just call him Lava. I can't pronounce his last name. I keep forgetting it. I just call him Lava Man, right? The Discovery CEO. I said for fear of him like canceling stuff. Okay, because you're making a decision now. You might not have that job right now a year from now, right? And then only to have Discovery like, nope, we're not going to do this, and you wasted all that money developing something that's not going to happen. So, as far as Dune is concerned, Warner Brothers, Warner Media wants to do a sequel. Okay, they wanted to do a sequel while the film was still filming. Okay, that's how much belief they had in this movie. So they've been wanting to announce that there is going to be a sequel. The box office that came in, they're very impressed with it.
Okay.
So here's two things here. If they don't announce a sequel yet, it's because they're afraid to. Because of the whole Warner, the merger
Okay,
is
the
going to come
merger.
through. And if they do announce a sequel, they made a decision. See, if they made the decision before the merger was announced, then that's another matter entirely. But after the merger was announced, they're not going to greenlit anything huge, because Discovery is going to like, no, we don't want this.
They're pretty much do what you're active in development now. Tighten your
Exactly.
ship until the
They want to
merger, and then
evaluate they want to
Yep.
evaluate things first before they really
Yeah.
start moving.
But it would be great for second weekend box office if they announced like they did with Wonder Woman 3. We're gonna do Wonder Woman 3.
Yeah.
But Well, do you think this has legs? This movie, it had a great, strong opening weekend. Do you think weekend 2 is going to be? What's your prediction there? You think it's going to have legs?
Yeah, honestly, I thought the film was gonna bomb. I really did,
Mm.
and yeah, $30 million, $40 million opening.
40.
Yeah, 40. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you grade on a curve, it's pretty good. You know what I mean?
Well, it's the highest domestic opening they've had with all these day and date movies. So
Exactly. Yeah, it's better than Suicide Squad. Um, I think it's really strange for Dune to do so well. Like again, hard sci-fi doesn't really translate well. Look at the Blade Runner movies. I saw the original Blade Runner in the theater in '82, and there's almost empty, right? I mean, opening
wow.
night. People don't like hard sci-fi in general, but I think the star power of this film is so strong. And I think people are just bored. They just wanted to see a big epic film, and they're waiting for No Way Home. They're waiting for Eternals. Like, hey, Dune's here. Let's go watch Dune.
right. I was going to ask a question real quick too. This is kind of off topic, going back to Spider-Man a second. Do you think that Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio will come back? I know they said he died in Far From Home, but I imagine they want to bring that character back in some way.
Yeah, he's he's gonna come back.
Okay.
He'll be in No Way Home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he'll be in there.
Oh, okay. That's
I don't know
actually.
how they're gonna in what aspect or how much of a role he'll have in there. I mean, I guess if you count all the villains up, there is enough for a Sinister Six in there without Venom.
The Venom thing's really interesting too, because I don't think Venom would be in No Way Home, maybe unless it's like a post-credit scene or something.
It's post-credit cameo, yeah.
Oh, well, let's listen to Zeno's contrary comment here. Do you think the cameos have you heard that they're going to be short and sweet, and people might be expectations might be too high about these about Toby and Andrew in here? It's only going to be real quick.
No, second half is with the three of them. Second half of the film.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, they're in the film that much, is what I heard.
Okay, you heard it there, Zeno. He says it's not just a 5-second cameo.
Yeah,
which is great to hear, because what do you say all the time? Don't let your expectations ruin things for you, for fans, and move on is your other thing. Brian, words of
that's the
wisdom.
thing. It's if your expectations disappoint you, well, at a certain point, it's time to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's great news. I didn't know that was gonna.
I wanted to ask too, Mike. Not as like a scooper kind of thing here, but just like general, like, what do you think of the Batman trailer? Are you looking forward to that movie?
I am. Yeah, I'm pretty excited by it. But the only thought I had negative was that it's kind of I wouldn't say the same, but it's almost. It has echoes of Christopher Nolan. Which is, look, The Dark Knight is one of the greatest movies of all time, period. I mean, I just love that.
Because of Heath Ledger. I don't think it was because of the other, the direction. I don't think it was because of Bale.
It wasn't because of Bale, no. Heath Ledger and
the direction.
And I love the intensity of that film and the way it was shot and everything, but not because of Bale. Bale is okay, I mean, don't get me wrong, but he's no Keaton, he's no Affleck either. But Ledger was the one for that film. As far as Batman is concerned, I mean, yeah, the trailer would look really good. Again, it's the intensity of it. I just wanted to see like a really fresh take on Batman with Clayface. And get really weird.
More the fantastical villains.
Exactly. That's the only thing that's missing from it, I think. But I'll be there first day. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah. Well, I know there's rumors that apparently Matt Reeves is thinking about doing Mr. Freeze as the villain for the second film, but I don't know. It seems like his world's not really set up for those more fantastical villains.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But you know what, RJ? If he made Mr. Freeze like in Batman the Animated Series with like a Heart of Ice episode, holy shit.
Yeah, like Heart of Ice could be its own little movie.
Oh my god, yeah,
amazing.
Totally. I still remember Nora with her frozen eyes,
187 has an interesting topic about Magneto and changing his origins. You had the article about potentially.
Yeah.
Do you know anything on that angle? Is because it'd be kind of hard to do the Holocaust in current day, him going through that.
Yeah, it probably won't be the Holocaust. I mean, I don't know how they're going to do the aging thing.
I mean, there was rumors. You think they might race Ben Xavier Magneto to be African American?
No.
No,
Okay.
No.
because I know some people were speculating that could be something they do.
How
I used to
strong
think it made sense,
are
though.
the rumors about this Disney Plus series with Magneto, though? Like from your
Very strong, to be honest, Max, I was gonna write this myself, but
okay. Yeah,
just
I
was
understand.
not. If you notice, I've been hardly writing for the site lately because I'm dealing with health issues and scheduling issues and all sorts of things. So thank God I have a staff like, hey, this is my info, run with it, like swing for the fences. So Disney Plus or Disney Marvel Studios has a list of X-Men shows they want to develop. There's a long list. There's so many different shows that they're looking at, potentially becoming a show. Characters that they don't feel could carry their own film, but you know what? We can explore their character on these shows and do different genres with them. So Magneto falls into that category. They really want to flesh out the character, how he is in the MCU. I left this out of the article, Max, but what they're thinking about doing is having a Professor X show run parallel with Magneto.
Ooh.
And show how each of them are in similar situations, but their perspective is totally different, right? Like on how they handle
That
it.
would be amazing.
Right? I mean, I figured, I'll just go back to that. Maybe on YouTube I'll talk about it because there's just like, I couldn't explain it to Edward Francisco, my writer. It's just too much to write. I said, just focus on Magneto. Then maybe later on I can talk about
that would be next level storytelling at the similar time.
Yeah.
And Magneto and Xavier. Wow.
Yeah, right? I mean, I just love the idea of having different, totally opposite perspectives.
Right.
Like why Magneto
dual shows going on.
Especially, I mean, not to get into politics in the world there, but
Yeah.
people have such different opinions on the way the world is.
Yeah.
Right, you
Completely
see
different.
each event through their eyes and how they perceive things differently. I wanted to ask real quick about X-Men, actually. Rogue, I know, is a big character that I feel like the movies never really did justice to in terms of portraying her power set and really her personality. Do you think it's a possibility that they can have Rogue steal Carol Danvers' powers or like her abilities of flight and super strength and do that in the MCU?
Yeah, I'll be shocked if they don't do that. Feige is really into Marvel history, especially the big landmark scenes in the comic books, right? I'll be shocked if he doesn't do that. Regarding Magneto and Professor X, the way Feige sees the characters is, and there's some kind of historical precedence for this. I can't remember which writer made this comparison, or maybe it was Stan Lee. I don't know who it was. That Magneto is Malcolm X, and Professor X is Martin Luther King Jr. And kind of show their different perspectives. And so, if this is in line with their plans, you're gonna have Magneto going through situations with his different point of view and how he dealt with them, then a total opposite on Professor X's show, which I've never seen before. I've never seen two shows about enemies of each other going through their origins and see how they differ. So
actually was Stan Lee.
I want to give a time update
Thank you.
to everyone. We really appreciate Mikey giving his time on this Sunday night. If anyone on the panel has, or anyone in the chat has another question for him, we'll probably end in the text 10 to 15 minutes. But I also, HBarts, this next weekend we'll do a member stream on Saturday. You tell me what time's good. We'd love to get HBarts in the conversation.
Heck yeah.
Anyone else have any more questions for Mikey or anything you're thinking about? Anything you want to talk about in geek culture?
Nothing in particular. I'm just glad to hear you're doing good, man.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much.
Oh wait, Brian does want to know if you have any Star Trek scoops.
Yeah, you got any Star Trek scoop?
He's a big Star Trek fan.
Like a release date for freaking Strange New Worlds, finally. Good lord.
Man. I get a lot of people asking about Star Trek, but I don't have any insiders in that area, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Wish I did.
No worries.
Oh, Star Fox. Okay, I gotta mention this.
Oh,
Star
snap.
Fox. You all know the leak from Eternals. I guess I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
There
Oh.
was something. The first post credit scene did
Yeah.
leak. Although I heard the second one is not yet. They're keeping that one very secret, but nobody knows really what it is.
Well, I will say this. I'm really shocked they used Star Fox. And I'm surprised no one has written about this yet, but I'm sure someone will write about this. Star Fox is a rapist in the comic books.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
his power set. I don't know how they're gonna do it. He's
Yeah.
he's like basically like Kilgrave, you know, but in
Yeah,
space.
yeah, there you go. Yeah. The guy has a Me Too past. That was in She-Hulk. Like he went to court and everything for, having sex with women without their consent. And like, I get shocked that Disney. Did you do your research on this character?
Unless they're changing it to where it's just
Yeah.
Star Fox in name only, which could make sense.
That
I'm
makes
shocked
sense,
no one's
yeah.
really been reporting on that because again, Mikey, like you said, this character is very controversial in the comics,
Yeah.
just in terms of what he does and what's going on with it. So
Yeah.
it's just
Because to me, that's a first red flag. Like, what? You're gonna put this character in a Disney film? Okay, this is problematic.
Yeah. Any news on Degrassi? I don't know if you're just asking if anything on Guardians 3. Are they actually going into filming soon?
Yeah. Okay, I do know that it is indeed James Gunn's last Guardians film.
Okay.
So as far as the future, okay, the characters are going to go on separate paths, is what I'm hearing. There's going to be a Gamora Disney Plus show, is one of the things I've ever heard in the past. There is another space Star Wars type of swashbuckling group they want to use in the future, and that's the Starjammers. Starjammers from the X-Men. Cyclops' brother leads that group. So it's going to take a couple of years, but Starjammers will kind of be the next Guardians in a way. It occupies the same kind of genre, like that kind of space swashbuckling, like a bunch of pirates type of thing. But James Gunn really has his hands in the Guardians, and Disney doesn't want to proceed with that team without James. And if he's letting it go, he's letting it go. But you'll see the characters show up somewhere else. So.
I can't find Rhea's comment, but she wanted to know if there was any info on the Lord of the Rings series development news by Amazon.
Yeah, again, it's one of those areas that's outside my my pay range.
All right. Well, were these Shifty Gizm, were these World Talk stories, were they fake news, or are they actually considering this?
Okay, let me shed some light on this.
Okay.
This World War Hulk scoop is not new. It was scooped about 3 or 4 years ago by somebody else, not me. But it keeps coming back though, because it's I don't know if they're really hearing this or just, hey, this is a nice clickbait here. We can't think of anything else for the Hulk to be in. From what I've heard, there's no truth to it all, and here's why, Max. Marvel Studios doesn't have the solo rights to the Hulk yet.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. That's what I thought. I thought
Yeah.
did something change with the Universal still owning it. I thought they always had to have Hulk with another character.
Max, there are some scoops that you can't hide from Deadline. You know what I mean? Like if a deal that humongous drop, the first person they will tell it to is Deadline or the Hollywood Reporter or Variety. Like Marvel Studios gets rights to the Hulk back. That's too big of a scoop. I mean that's a legally based piece of information that's gonna leak officially. Okay. It's not like so and so might be starring in this movie or this film's in development. This is a legal matter, right? So if something like that dropped, you would have read about it in the trades. This is too big of a deal.
Yeah.
Last I heard that Marvel Studios or Disney doesn't have the rights to the Hulk, the solo rights yet. I can't see why Universal would get rid of them. I mean, there was a somebody told me a few months ago, well, maybe Universal just kind of nicely handed it back. I'm like, what? No, it doesn't work that way.
Well,
You know?
they potentially could try to work something out like Sony did with Spider-Man, but
Yeah.
Actually, really quick, I want to ask Mikey. This is my only last
hey, you old
question.
nerdcast.
I'm sure you've seen, Mikey, the huge controversy surrounding the Miss Marvel show. There's
Yeah.
been a lot of concept art and promo art leaks showing that they're changing her power set. Do you have any clues as to why that's going on and why they would do something like this? Because it seems to be very controversial with the fans because her shape-shifting powers are integral to her origin, about turning into Carol Danvers and like that's her personification, which
I think it could look silly if they don't change it somewhat.
I'm just wondering, like, what went into those changes and why did Marvel feel that was the best way to go for the character?
Yeah, I've heard about that too, but I don't have any information and either way on that.
Okay.
Might be a budgetary thing. Could be one reason, or it could be something they will do down the
Thanks,
line.
Kevin Feige, I think.
Yeah. Well, sometimes when you see a character, you're not going to see everything about the character yet. Like those powers will manifest and stuff later on. That could be the case here, where they just build up the character because, on Disney Plus they can build up characters on there.
You think maybe it's a sign that maybe Marvel still wants to stay far away from the Inhumans as well?
Well, they are going to reboot the Inhumans, so we'll see where that goes. I don't think it has anything to do with the Inhumans. Shippy, it's a good point. Mr.
Could be
Fantastic.
too close to Mr. Fantastic.
All right.
Also, on the World War Hulk thing, 2015 or 2014, no one knew who I was back then, but I scooped on Facebook that Marvel Studios wanted to do Planet Hulk because the first part of World War Hulk, but they couldn't do a solo film with it, so they were they're gonna have Hulk appear in a Thor film. That was gonna be the Planet Hulk film that became Thor Ragnarok years later. And so, Thor Ragnarok already has elements of Planet Hulk and World War Hulk in it. Unless they just keep the name World War Hulk, and just change the plot entirely. But again, they couldn't do a solo Hulk film either. So,
there's some speculation like they would keep the name World War Hulk and just keep the name.
Well, Ray, next time we have Mikey on, we should have you do the interview because everyone says you do a better job than the other show. So we could try to make that happen. Ray will come up with real great questions.
You're doing fine, Max. You're doing fine, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but real quick, I was gonna say, like, the idea I heard was that World War Hulk in name only, but it would be like multiple Hulks fighting each other. You'd have like Scar, Red Hulk, Red She-Hulk, She-Hulk, A-Bomb, like basically everybody in one movie was the idea I heard get kicked around. Which that could be interesting, maybe.
Well, I've never looked this up, RJ, but I want to look it up now. Does Universal have the rights to She-Hulk? Because here's the thing. She-Hulk didn't debut until 1980. That was after the Hulk deal for the TV show and stuff. So I don't think She-Hulk ever fell into that Universal rule.
Yeah.
So
do you think maybe it fell out of the contractual obligations to Universal because it's a streaming show and not a movie?
Well, that too. I think it's possibly one or two of them.
Well, is Hulk gonna be in She-Hulk?
Yeah, he is gonna make an appearance.
Yeah, well, that's another reason to do it too, because of that law, or that contract agreement where they can use him if he's in something else.
Yeah, the really odd part about this World War Hulk scoop is that it's gonna take root in the She-Hulk show, and I'm like, what the hell?
Right.
It's just too hard to believe,
Yeah. Well, what Disney Plus shows are you looking most forward to? I know Hawkeye comes out. We have Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk. Is there one that's particularly exciting to you?
Two of them, yeah. Secret Invasion is one. I'm really, really excited about that show, especially the possibility of seeing some of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in there. I'm very excited about that, and I love Moon Knight. I've been a Moon Knight fan for about 40 years now.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God!
Did you see, Mikey? Did you see, what's the actor's name that's playing Moon Knight? His
Oscar
training
Isaac?
video. Oscar Isaac. His training
Intense,
video
right?
looked
Intense.
amazing.
And I'm looking forward to seeing Werewolf by Night in there. It's basically it's Marvel's version of Batman, kind of. I mean, it's gonna have its own weird quirks in there, but I'm really excited about Moon Knight. In fact, Disney Plus stated you're going to see some Moon Knight footage in there.
Yeah, Bradley's right.
Disney,
Kevin
I
Feige,
forgot
chill.
Disney Plus Day is coming up too. It's gonna be crazy.
Disney Plus Day is going to mop the floor with they mop the floor.
Oh,
How
really?
how much realistically are they going to announce though? Because is it going to be like a live stream event or
No,
just like drop
no,
everything on Disney
Kevin,
Plus?
I don't like those kind of jokes either. Let's everyone chill in the chat, especially since we have a guest. Please behave, everyone.
Yes.
Yeah,
What?
but like that's a good question. Like I don't know if they've clarified it's like a live stream or like you go on Disney Plus November 12th and you just watch all these videos and stuff.
I believe it's a live stream. I have to not 100% sure on that. I know they're going to announce some Star Wars shows and some MCU shows that day.
Yeah, they have like a little page where it says November 12th, Shang, like a list of stuff dropping on the service. Also, there's like two things. The future of Star Wars and the future of Marvel Disney Plus or something was on there too.
Yeah.
So
That's yeah. In fact, before DC fandom still used to talk about that, like, man, they're gonna mop the floor. Yeah, I mean the Moon Knight footage alone is gonna break the internet, right?
oh man, I can't wait for that.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Can't wait for Moon Knight.
Yeah, it's gonna be no comparison when that.
Yeah.
Plus, if they
Yeah.
announce something big, like, let's say they announce like a Ghost Rider TV show or like some big character people
Oh,
have been
God,
wanting
yeah.
to see.
Well,
Yeah.
Aaron, Hans, and Bradley, if you have any final questions for Mikey, I think we'll end it in 5 minutes and then thank him for
Sure.
his time.
Yeah,
Because
love
I
it.
also have to get ready for work tomorrow. I'm not looking
Oh,
forward
no
to it.
worries, man. It's awesome. It's great being here.
The only thing I would have had questions about is Lord of the Rings, but we covered that already.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks. Hans is more of a gamer.
Oh, I see. That's cool.
But he's appreciate. And Bradley, you had a question?
Yeah. Yeah, I have a quick one about Dune. Do you think that, because there's been very little word about it since it was announced, but do you think there's a chance that they'll do that Dune Sisterhood show on HBO Max, or are they going to wait to see the success of Dune?
You know what? I'm 100% sure you're going to see Dune shows on HBO Max.
Oh, for sure.
100% sure, yeah. And the film doing so well, I mean, relatively well. When the merger comes through, right? Because I keep calling him Lava, man. I keep mispronouncing his last name, so excuse me for that. But he's looking at what properties are doing well. He's going to exploit them for more IPs, which is why the Snyderverse is being seriously. Well, there's going to be Snyderverse stuff coming out. He's looking at what's successful and what wasn't.
Yeah.
So Dune's going to spin off. Like, it's going to spin off. Let's put it that way.
That's
Well,
awesome.
that's great news. Is Denny Villeneuve going to be behind it or hand off to someone else?
They really want him involved in everything as a producer. Kind of like Matt Reeves, right? They want him involved in all the Batman shows in some regard. So that's what's going to happen there.
All right, Aaron, did you have anything? And then we'll let RJ finish if he has one question left for Mikey, and then we'll end the show. Aaron, did you have anything?
Nothing yet. Nothing.
Oh, okay. All right, no problem. RJ, did you have anything else you wanted to ask right before we end?
I'm trying to think of anything in particular. Oh, that's right. There was some. Well, yeah, I guess we can end with Star Wars. I guess. Seems like Hayden Christensen's really making a big comeback because apparently he's going to be in Ahsoka too. Oh, do you think there's any plans the trailers are speculating to be as a Force ghost in Ahsoka. Do you think that they might potentially do flashbacks to the Clone Wars? Or
Yes.
Oh, really?
They will, yeah. In fact, I'm hearing really exciting things about Hayden that we're gonna finally see him act with really good dialogue.
Oh, they're saying he's doing a really good job.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of people are excited. I think people are gonna look at him in a different light than they did 20 years ago. Well, with my generation, they really did not like the prequels. I know the younger generation grew up on them and think fondly of them. And look, I love Revenge of the Sith. I love that film to death. And I think Hayden's a great actor. He was in that film, stained glass, whatever. I can't remember.
I loved him in Jumper. I love Jumper.
Oh yeah, he's a
Revenge of
good
the Sith,
actor.
he did amazing. I thought he had a lot of
Oh,
range
he's
in that
amazing
one.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blinded Brill, I'm sorry, Blind Brill, I almost
Yeah.
forgot your question. Any news about the Ghost Rider rumors?
Yeah, so there is a rumor going around that he's in Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. I believe it. I mean, it wasn't one of mine. I tell you though, Ghost Rider, there is a pretty big future for him in the MCU coming up.
All right.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's Johnny Blaze. Feige, if a report came out the other day that, Feige didn't want Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to use Johnny Blaze. They said go use Robbie Reyes instead, because Feige has a nostalgic affinity for Johnny Blaze.
Okay.
So Johnny Blaze will be the main Ghost Rider in the MCU coming up.
Okay.
That's
Now,
awesome.
what I'm hearing though is they're gonna have multiple Ghost Riders and call them Ghost Riders. Like you
Ooh.
have Danny Ketch in there as well.
Wow.
Oh, that'd be great, actually. To see
Yeah, and then
multiple
have
ones.
the Western Ghost Rider.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
There was a Native
so,
American one they introduced in the comics recently too, I believe.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's a way of doing something different than
Just
what
the
the
one.
Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider
Yeah.
films were, right? But there's a lot of plans for Ghost Rider. They want to do Midnight Suns and have Blade on the team, and
No
then
Nick
have them
Cage
fight
back,
Marvel zombies too. There's a lot of supernatural type plans if you like that sort of thing. You're gonna be very
Yeah.
happy next couple of years.
Yeah. Well, I do have one last question, actually. Just
Yeah.
came out to mind. So I think this would be a good ending question. They had a lot of delays for movies at Disney, though. They pushed a lot of
Yeah.
Marvel films back. I know Grace was talking about they want to do like that No Way Home. Apparently, there's like a crunch to get the post production done. Doctor Strange 2 is going through some reshoots. Like just in terms of, like the overall Disney slate. Like, do you know why everything's being pushed back and what's going on with some of these movies that we know about?
You know, a lot of this news came out during when I had my stroke, so I've been trying to catch up on what was happening. A lot of the behind the scenes stuff I don't usually get answers for. I have to like really dig for them. So I don't really have an answer for that right now.
Okay.
But nothing to worry about. I mean, if there's anything to worry about, we would know by now.
Yeah. I know that Grace was apparently saying, oh, they're doing these massive reshoots for Doctor Strange 2 to add in more characters, right? They want to do even more multiverse cameos. Which I'm how much more can you do, you know?
Exactly, right? Exactly. I think with Grace, though, man, her Mandalorian spoofs were so bad. Holy crap.
She doubled down on them, though, which was insane to me. Like, oh, he's going on The Last of Us because he wants to be the leading man where he could show his face. He's abandoning Mando.
Oh, yeah. Jarbo and I we were laughing at that at the time. I was like, no, none of that is true.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a Grace fan here, though. I'm a Grace fan.
By the way, is Shuri still going to take over for Black Panther? Is that still the plan?
Yeah, that was the plan. I'm not sure if they're sticking with it. I mean, the whole controversy about her. I don't know. I mean,
because to me, I think it makes more sense. Like, if I was doing it, I would have had there be a male Black Panther and a female one with Shuri. Now we have two.
That would make everybody happy. I think, right? Because from what I heard before was that she wasn't going to become Black Panther yet because she needs to be trained, and so they're going to go through a training process with her where she's not Black Panther yet. Kind of build up to it. Because I think if you abruptly make her Black Panther already, I think it's gonna turn off some people first of all, but also it's just
It'll
not
be
realistic.
too jarring.
I think Disney may be reluctant to really push a character that's more secondary into a prominent role based on their social media behavior. They just really do not, and it is across the board, whether what side of politics you're on, but they want someone that behaves on social. I think that could come into the conversation.
It is coming to the conversation. Yeah, there's also another thing too, Max, is the female Taskmaster didn't go out very well.
Yeah.
People were just. I love Olga. I mean, I think she's awesome, but a lot of people responded badly to that. Recasting there.
They had to be careful.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have much Ridley Scott alien news, but Shifty Gizm wants to see the end arc of David. Anything, another Alien film? It's pretty quiet from what I heard. I haven't heard anything on it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, how old is really now? He's in his 90s,
He's
right?
very old. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna. I mean, obviously, Aliens and franchise are gonna continue creating stuff for, but I don't know what release plans are.
Zeno thinks there should be. I don't know about the Navigators in Dune,
No.
but I keep hearing about it,
It's
and
not
there should
accurate.
be a Dune director's cut. I'm all for director's cut. I hope they do it.
The director's cut is the movie we got, though.
I think there always could be more than a theatrical
Sure,
cut.
deleted
and
scenes, but if
I
that's
think
the cut that he had with the movie, and that's what he loved, and that's what he stood by, so this is my
but
movie, then it's
streaming
fine.
and all these other options, if the director wants to do it, I don't want to force directors, but if I was in charge, I'd strongly suggest to my talent, think about multiple cuts for streaming.
Yeah. Why are people saying that there's a rumor that Charlie Sheen is Galactus? There's no way
No,
that's real.
that's not real. That I don't believe that at all, Kevin Feige. No. All right, so I think that's where we'll end it. I didn't see any other questions in here. What did she says? Batman and Superman fans are offensive? I didn't.
She didn't say they're offensive, Josh. What she said in her review is that because Eternals has references to Superman and Batman, that it was downright offensive to DC fans to have those references to those characters in the film. That's what she said. Not that the fans themselves are offensive, just that acknowledging that in a Marvel movie that Batman and Superman exists is offensive.
I don't think so.
Yeah, go watch her review. She has some interesting takes. Like, she talks about Kumail Nanjiani being distracting because of his body transformation and other stuff. It was bizarre.
No, Rhea, I agree. I think it should be called extended cut. If the director likes the theatrical cuts vision, extended cut. I think there should be extended cuts, though.
Yeah.
If it's
I will say this about Grace, like, I don't always agree with her, but she does great reviews. I think her reviews are her best aspect of her show.
Mm-hmm. And then Xena says BVS fans aren't offensive; they're nuts. Okay. All right. Well, thanks everyone for this member stream. Where I'm not going past 2 hours. I can't stream that long. Appreciate Mikey Sutton stopping by.
Thank you, Max. Thank you, RJ.
We'll plan to have
thank
you
you for
back
stopping by,
for
Mikey.
maybe an interview with Rhea, because Rhea, we keep telling her to start her own channel. She does so good, and she's gonna. I know she'll come up with a structured interview and some really interesting questions. So we'll try to make that happen.
I'd love to. That'd be great.
Wish you the best, Mikey.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and thanks everyone for joining in on the Sunday night member stream. And this weekend, I'm going to try to do Saturday, try a different day, get H parts on here. Yeah. Thanks, Zeno, for being so nice at the end as well. We like RJ. Be nice to RJ. Good night, everyone.
See you guys.
Good night, everybody.
Peace.